Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about dark triad, and I had been studying this subject for over a year now, and now I feel confident to talk about it, because I really wanted to come out with more clarity. I really wanted to come out as simple as possible so that all of you can understand what this phenomena is. So in the field of psychology, there is a phenomena that is called dark triad, and dark triad is a kind of a personality where there are three personalities involved together. Yeah, so dark triad is a combination personality where three personality disorders can be seen, and those three personality disorders are narcissistic personality disorder, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. So these three personality disorders are seen together. Their individual intensities might be different. Maybe narcissism might be more, or psychopathy might be a little less, or maybe Machiavellianism could be a little more and narcissism could be a little less. So in variations, these three personality disorders are seen together, and that is what is known as dark triad. And people were researching and talking about dark triad since 1998, and a lot of research was happening in the field of psychology regarding this phenomena. But later in 2002, finally two of these psychologists by the name of Paul Huss and Williams, they coined this term dark triad. So dark triad is again a combination, a kind of phenomena or a personality disorder where three personality disorders coexist together in different intensities. Yeah, and just like dark triad, there is light triad also. Now that is going to be a different topic altogether, so I'm not going to go into that. So let's break down the dark triad into three different disorders that is found together in a dark triad. And first let us understand what narcissism is. Yeah, so if you see, the term narcissism was coined by Sigmund Freud. Yes, our beloved Sigmund Freud coined this term narcissism first in his one of his essays, I believe in 1914. Yes, so that was the first time when he introduced this term narcissism. And how did he get the term narcissism? Narcissism comes from a character in Greek mythology, Narcissus. And Narcissus was said to be extremely handsome and extremely good looking, and people were crazy about him. And he happened to be, as per some versions of the story, some say he was a warrior, some say he was a hunter. So I mean, whatever he was a Greek character, and he was blessed with good looks, and because of that he felt very entitled. He had a lot of these ego, and he just felt on top of this world. He in fact even used to suggest people to kill themselves to prove their love for him, and people used to do that, though towards the end he had a very fatal end, Narcissus. But yes, anyhow, so narcissism comes from this word Narcissus, the Greek character, mythological character, you can say. So yes, this was narcissism. So now let us understand what narcissism is. So or rather what narcissists are like. So narcissists are narcissists are people who have this deep set superiority complex. So they just feel superior to anyone and everyone. They don't care about others. They are very self-absorbed, and they have this feeling of entitlement. Yeah, they feel very entitled, and they feel as if the world owes to them. Yeah, that, I mean, that's how these narcissists think. Also, narcissists are a kind of a perfectionist. Yes, though when they are unable to achieve perfection, they feel very frustrated, but otherwise narcissists prefer achieving perfectionism. Yes, they like being perfect, doing things perfect, perfect representation. So they are a kind of a perfectionist. And as how I talked about Narcissus was very self-absorbed, and as per some of the version of the stories, he was a warrior and a hunter, and he had this unquenchable thirst to control. Yeah, so these narcissists have these control issues. They like controlling. They don't like being in control. Instead, they like controlling others to any extent. Yeah, and that is what Narcissus used to do. He used to control those who used to fall for him, and he used to tell them to prove the love that they have for him by sacrificing their life. So narcissists are like that. They are a little obsessed about gaining that control, having that control over others. And also, if you see, narcissists really don't respect or value boundaries, because narcissists are so self-absorbed. They are so obsessed for controlling. They have this superiority complex, and they feel that they are the one, they are the only one, and they deserve anything and everything, and everybody owes to them. So because of these thoughts and ideas, they really don't respect boundaries when it comes to their work. They just don't care how you feel, or whether you are in your personal space, or whether you need some time. They just want it. What they want, they just want it out of you, no matter if you are, I mean, in whatever situation, or if you're not well, or if you need some space, if you're healing, or if you want to be in isolation for some time, it doesn't matter. They just don't respect boundaries. As long as they have a goal that they need to achieve, as long as they have something that they want out of you, they won't care. They'll go to any extent in getting that thing out of you. So yes, this was briefly about what narcissists are, how narcissists think and behave. Now moving on to the next one, the next personality disorder that we are going to understand a little briefly, not in depth, is about Machiavellianism. Yes, so this term Machiavellianism comes from Niccolo Machiavelli. Yes, he was an Italian politician, thinker, poet, humanist. He had a lot of feathers in his hat, and he did write a lot of art, essays, you can say, or stories, or novels, or books, and he did talk about a lot of these cravings to attain power. Yes, Niccolo Machiavelli did talk a lot about hunger, desire for power, and to what extent people can go, to what extent they can go to maintain that power, and I mean the political power. So yes, the term Machiavellianism comes from Niccolo Machiavelli, and he was an Italian poet, thinker, politician, and all. So now let us understand what Machiavelli is, a little briefly about the traits of Machiavelli. So if you see Machiavelli's hate structure, yes, Machiavellis are so obsessed for power, that they just want to grab it. They don't want to follow any system or structure, or don't want to follow an ascending order. They just want to go and grab it. So by default they hate structures, they hate systems. They just want to get it into power anyhow, by good or bad means, mostly of course bad means. So they can go to any extent, and they are just hungry for power, political power or any kind of power. They're crazy for power. So these Machiavellis, or people suffering from Machiavellianism, are also called marks. Yeah, so I'm going to refer this as marks, people suffering from Machiavellianism. So the next characteristic of a mark is that they are very opportunistic. So as long as they have some work from you, they will be around you. Once their work is done, they'll just forget you, they'll just get over with you. Yeah, and in simple terms, you can say that they are very selfish. And if they want something out of you, or if they have some needs from you, till when it's not completed or accomplished, they'll be around you. Once it's done, you are forgotten. You are a end chapter. You are the end, so you don't exist. So that is how these marks are opportunistic. They are crazy opportunistic. The next aspect of these marks are that they are absolutely emotionally detached. Yes, they are not so connected emotionally to anyone. Yes, and that having that control over their emotion, or having zero emotional attachment or zero emotion, makes them even more stronger in going and grabbing that power that they are desiring. So yes, these high marks are absolutely emotionally detached, and they have got no room for emotions. Like, we often feel, we are a little empathetic, and we often feel that how would others think, or what if I do wrong to this person might suffer. But for these marks, they just don't care. As long as their work is done, that's it. There's nothing else. The next aspect to look out for is that these marks are these marks are good as teammates, but they can never be good friends. Yes, because of course, working as a team, we are working towards accomplishing a specific goal, a specific objective. So these marks are very good when it comes to work as a teammate, but they are horrible as friends. They are never good as friends. And this is the reason most of these marks are seen absolutely alone. I mean, they don't have good circle of friends. They're very disconnected. They are just in their own world, and they are in their own mission to accomplish this never ending power. And apart from that, the last aspect that I would like to talk about is that these marks are very, very mysterious. Yes, these marks look very mysterious. They don't talk much about what they like, what they don't like. They don't, as it is, they are very emotionally detached. So you really won't know much about them. They are so blank, they are so numb. You really can't see much, and you can't really know much from their behavior, action. So they do look very mysterious. They are not that open, and yes, they have this weird darkness around them. So yes, marks are a little mysterious compared to other people. Now the last one, that we need to understand is psychopathy. And psychopathy, if you see those people who suffer from psychopathy, or psychopaths, psychopaths have no empathy for others, and psychopaths have no remorse. If they do something bad or something evil, or if they hurt people, they have no this feeling of remorse, or they really don't feel anything. They really don't feel how others would feel or how others would think. It is of no concern to a psychopath. So psychopaths lack empathy, and they don't feel remorse for anything bad that they do to the others. And some of the characteristics of a psychopath are like, they are number one risk takers. Yes, psychopaths, they are number one risk takers. I knew someone who was psychopath, and that person was nice, but that person didn't ever think, before doing anything. That person used to jump into worst of the things, the most horrendous of activities, without even thinking of the consequence. So yes, the psychopaths are risk takers. They really don't think before whatever they do. The next aspect, or the side of psychopaths, are that usually psychopaths are very charming. Yes, because of their this risk taking behavior, because of their they have this very weird aura and energy around them. I mean, like they are least bothered. They can be perceived as ignorant people in their own world, and they have this sunny side as well. But they are very, some of the psychopaths are very bright, are very cheerful, but they are not predictable. They can be cute, they can be very positive to look at, they can be very mysterious as well, they can be charming. Their habits, behavior, everything makes them look very appealing and charming. But the scariest aspect of a psychopath is that they are unpredictable. You never know what they would do and what they would get into. So yes, we can't deny the fact that psychopaths are charming, but psychopaths are very unpredictable. And psychopaths don't have long-term goals. So like we have goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, but when it comes to psychopath, they don't have any goal. They just live in the moment, and they're least bothered about any long-term goal. Even if they say, or if they have some long-term goal, they are unable to accomplish it. Now this is in the extreme cases, but most of the psychopaths don't have any long-term goals. So they are just like these I would say wicked little kids, who just don't care about others. They just want to do what they have to do. So yes, they have problems with long-term goals. So most of them don't have any long-term goals. And if you see, psychopaths have a very poor impulse control. Yes, and they are helpless. They are helpless in controlling their urges. So these psychopaths are they are just you can say they have this obsessive compulsive disorder side to them, whereas they have these obsessions, and they want to go and get into those compulsions, and they want to go and enact it and experience it. So overall, psychopaths have got very poor control over themselves, and this is what makes them extremely I would say flammable or extremely volatile kind of a person, because psychopaths are just unpredictable. So yes, this is all what this dark triad is all about, where you have this narcissism, where you have this Machiavellianism, and then you have got this psychopathy, all of these things together in a person. And of course the different personality disorders are in different intensities, different levels. But yes, so briefly, this was what dark triad is all about. Yeah, so I hope you guys must have a little bit of clarity on what dark triad is, and in case if you would like to add in something, or if you would like to share your experience with a dark triad person, you can always comment below. And please do like, share, subscribe this video, and please do subscribe and share it with your loved ones. And yes, please take care of yourself. And I mean, the entire idea behind making this video was to introduce you all to what dark triad is. We are often surrounded by a lot of people, and you never know who is who. So yes, this was all about dark triad, and I'm sure everyone must have had known a dark triad, or has a dark triad relation, or a family member or a friend. And it's absolutely fine. It's just that you need to be very careful, because they are they just don't care. They just don't care about others, and they are very impulsive, and they are very self-absorbed. Overall, if you see, a dark triad is very self-absorbed. They just don't care. They lack empathy. They don't have any emotional attachments, and they are very hungry for power. They are very goal oriented. They are opportunistic. They can go to any extent. They can get into any kind of manipulation to get what they want out of you. So yes, this was all about dark triad. I hope you guys like the video, and please take care of yourself, and be careful. Be careful if you see any of these signs. Be careful of that person. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye.